All right, we are live now. Let me get the link out to everybody.
Awesome.
All right, let's see. Well, so what is going on? All right, so I'm on board with Nico John. It looks like he's finishing his hot lap. And Hot Boy ahead of him is also finishing a lap. So where does this put Nico John? Puts him in 4th. Nice time. Okay, so we have a bunch of McLarens coming. Rusty coming next. He's invalidated, so let's go to the next McLaren runner. It's Vapor. He's jumping straight into the pits. Traffic jam in the pits.
Roman Numerals is about to start his lap, I think.
Sully is putting a lap in, but he's invalidated, so he's going to have to do another lap.
Yeah, and Speedcheck's just got himself disqualified, so we've already got 2 people disqualified.
So Spitcheck was blocking the pit entry for some reason, like just completely stopped.
Yeah, I believe so.
Does it say the reason on the race director? I'm on board with, I'm on board with Spoolin. He's flying down the main straight, and he's starting his hot lap.
Oh, and I know what's happened to Cheeseheads because I saw where he pulled over. That is unfortunate for him. What he must have done, I think he stopped coming out of the pits to let people go, and has then been disqualified for blocking the pit exit.
Oh man, yeah. So Hot Boy in the pits. I think Nico John's gonna jump in the pits, but yeah, that's like a reminder to everybody.
Spoolin is going purple.
Yeah, Swillen's flying at the moment. Nico John in the pits. Let's see who else is. I think it's Sully, but he's invalidated again. He's got to go straight back into the pits. That's tough luck for Sully. Who else do we have coming? Rusty's coming, but he is slow. He invalidated again. Nick Sparkbugs is going slow, but he's already put in 2 laps. He's going into the pits. Yeah, but it's so tricky when you stop, when you're trying to slow down for another car. You can't ever really go to a full stop. Once you come to a full stop, that's when you become in danger of the game disqualifying you. Let's see what Spooling can do. Puts it in 2nd. Wow, less than a 10th between him and Monkey Pill.
Yeah, it's all looking very, very close.
Yeah, Spoolin he's on a roll. Got his 2nd win last weekend at Azerbaijan rather, at Baku. Monkey Pill had the day off racing, but I'm sure he'll be wanting to come back on top. I don't think he was much of a fan of Spoolin taking the win at Baku.
Yeah, he's got to fight for that championship.
Right.
So Vapor started his lap.
Yeah, let's go see who's coming out of the pits now. We have Vapor coming out of the pits, and then also Shep out of the pits, and Grumpy out of the pits.
Yeah, Vapor's on a hot lap now.
So Grumpy has not been able to put in a hot lap. Joe hasn't put in a lap. Sully has not put in a lap. There's also an AlphaTauri, I think, of Roman numerals. He's getting ready to start his hot lap. I'm on board with Vapor. He just put in the fastest sector too.
Rear end got a little bit squirrely coming out of the hairpin there.
Yeah, how much time do you think that cost you if your rear end gets squirrely like that?
It depends how bad it is. I think for him, he got it corrected pretty quickly, so maybe possibly like a 10th down the whole straight, not so bad.
Yeah.
That sort of gap means a lot in quali.
It really does. It could mean easily a position or 2. So that's still, he's still in 7th. Shep starting his lap.
I think Vapor's going for a second hot lap, it looks like.
Oh, and the way Grumpy has positioned himself to start the lap, he was almost impeding somebody and he had to abort out of the lap. So we'll have to do another out lap here again.
That's very unfortunate for him.
Yep.
We've got quite a few people on hot laps now.
So Sully getting out of the pits. Monkey Pill starting another time lap. Hot Boy starting the top lap.
Roman Numerals is about to cross the line. But his lap is just coming up to the chicane now.
Yep. So we're on board with Roman Numerals. Let's see how he navigates this chicane. Decently.
Yeah, doesn't get him an invalidation. That's the most important thing for there.
And he improves by almost a second. It's good enough to bump him up into 9th.
Very great effort from him. Vapor's coming into the pits.
Shep behind him into the pits. He invalidated. So easy to do around here.
Yeah, especially at this chicane that we see JH coming through now.
Yep. On board with JH, a newer reserve. Always good to see new reserves in the mix. He's starting, he did improve, but he didn't improve his position, I don't believe.
Yeah, he's backed off as well now, so.
Rusty invalidates his lap. But what else is happening? So much happening at the moment.
Grumpy's about to cross the line.
Grumpy's about to start a hot lap.
Oh, when he invalidates at the last corner. That's Monkey Pill, just improved his time, I think.
He did. He improved his time by about half a second, actually. It's a massive improvement.
That's a big signal of intent to Spoolindud and to Grumpy and the other front runners that he's really going to be going for it this weekend.
Yeah, 100%.
Grumpy's on his hot lap now.
Yeah, I'm on board with him. I think he's probably the last of, say, roughly the front runners to set a lap. So let's see where he can put this Ferrari-powered car. I'm wondering if he can put it on the first, the second row, the third row.
Purple sector 2.
Yep. Pretty tidy through there. No cars to impede him.
The OP doesn't invalidate the last chicane like we've seen some other drivers doing. Oh, that was very, very nice through
really
there.
Nicely through there. A lot of momentum. 109.8. The front row, yeah. So fastest sector 2 and 3. Alright, so who else is coming? Spoolin's coming again, but he's starting a hot lap, okay. The circuit is so tricky. What are the keys to this circuit, Will? Talk to us about Canada.
I don't think there's any particular part of Canada that stands out at a certain corner that's particularly difficult or that particularly loses your time. However, the whole track is pretty technical. You've got to make sure you get a really good run out of the hairpin. And you've got to watch out as well for the last chicane. You've got the Wall of Champions on the outside if you're not careful, and also it's such an easy place on strict to rack up penalties in the race or to get your lap invalidated. So they're probably the two main areas that you've got to really watch out for.
Yep. As you say that, Sully finally puts in a timed lap. That's good enough for 12 with a 1:11.952. So good to see Sully finally on the board. Now he can do another lap or bring it into the pits, regroup, get another set of tires, and give it one last go. And the track is ramping up as these drivers are laying down more and more rubber on the circuit. It's going to have more grip. It's going to get faster and faster. So definitely look for these times to continue to drop. Looks like Nico John's going to start a hot lap. Or he backs off, actually. He's invalidated. So I think he's going to have to bring it back into the pits and, yeah, get ready for another run.
Just load up the comments as well. We'll see if we've got in here.
Oh, yeah. Who is in here? Joe G's in the house. Yep, what's up, Joe? Cheese has my door open and had to close it the moment I was leaving. Oh, that's tough for Cheeseheads.
That is really unfortunate. The yuppie in here rooting for Nico John.
The Nico John fan club is growing bigger and bigger every race.
It's expanding.
It really is. Grumpy's in here. Hey, good morning from the pit lane. Good morning, Grumpy. Alright, so what is happening? Roman numerals has gone off. Oh, and he's getting in the way of people. What is he doing? Okay, so what is happening then with the Williams?
There's a little bit of slipstream from teammates there between Nico John and Hot Boy.
Yeah, I think this could help Hot Boy because Nico John was going to jump in the pits anyway. He invalidated. So, but it doesn't really matter because Hot Boy is only going to start a lap. But you can kind of see some tactics going on. So that's always interesting because they can definitely gain you at least a tenth or so.
Yeah, it's big down that straight as we see Rusty's about to cross the line now as well. See if
yes.
he can improve.
So he's down in 8th at the moment. Can he improve? He does not. It looks like maybe he backed off to do another timed run here.
Quite possibly, I think. USGT has just started as well.
Yeah, Roman numerals invalidated, so he's crossing the line. He's going to have to do another run. Joe finally set in a timed lap, so he's up into the 111.6s. It's good enough for 11th.
We've got Adam Strick reports in here as well.
Oh, what up, Suzuki? How's it going, dude? So Nick, Sparkplug. I realize I've been calling spark plugs this whole time. I don't know why I thought that 8 was an S.
Boy crossing the line now. Improves to P5.
Oh, great lap. Great lap from Hot Boy. That puts him on the 3rd row.
Yeah, he's just bumped Vapor down as well, so he's going to have to come out and respond. Grumpy's just left the pits for his out lap as well.
That's the beauty of qualifying, though. You're somewhere 1 second, and then people put in laps, and everyone gets bumped down, and the time's running out, and then you have to hurry, but you can't hurry too much because you don't want to invalidate, and a lot of tension, a lot of drama. I love it.
Yeah, Rusty, I think, is just coming to pits now. I think he just invalidated it again. I think he's done that twice now.
And Roman numerals invalidated again, so now he's not going to have time to...
Sparkplug goes purple in sector 2, then touches the grass under braking for the hairpin and completely goes deep. Completely loses the advantage he had.
So he could have been close to the front row, but it's not over yet. He can still put himself somewhere behind.
Yeah, he can still improve. I think he probably lost a good 10th or 2 doing that, though.
Easily, I would say. He does improve, but it's not good enough. It would have probably been enough to bump his teammate JH, but yeah, unfortunately, looks like.
Bio, I think, as well.
So Grumpy's starting his hot lap. This will be his final run.
Spool and Monkey both on outlaps as well, fight for pole position.
So Rusty has called it a. No, he's called it a day. He's in the pits. He just retired from the session. I'm sure he feels 8th is probably good enough for him. Now he'll start getting ready for the race. Grumpy just put in the fastest sector 1, so he's going really, really rapidly at the moment. I'm going to go check in with Nero. Nero is jumping into the pits. He aborts his lap. Roman aborts the lap. Nico John is going through the final chicane. He's gonna start his hot lap. So we'll check back in with him.
Sparkplug is about to set another time.
Yeah.
As the Nico John fan club expands within chat.
It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It actually has a direct relationship, the fan club, with the size of Nico John's head after all the success Nico John has had this season. Yeah. Fair play to Nico John. He's been doing a great job this season. So what's happening? Shep crossed the line. Grumpy crossed the line. I don't think he improved, though, but he'll have time to do one more run. Oh, and Shep invalidates, unfortunately. So he'll be stuck in 13th. So who...
Sparkplug is on his 3rd consecutive flying lap right now.
I think it's possible that's the case. Unless he maybe backed off at some point.
I don't think he he did, and maybe he's getting some practice in for the race,
Well,
perhaps.
how do you think putting that much wear on the softs affects the race?
Well, yeah, he's got to hope that these aren't the tyres he's starting on, because it'd be in trouble. We might be banking on the fact that he's probably going to fall down to P11.
Nico John crossing the line. He does improve, but it's not enough to improve the position. Let's see Sparkplugs. What does he do? He's going for it. And he's got Spoolin right behind him. He does not improve. Spoolin did improve, but it's not good enough. He improved by about 1/10 and a half.
Yeah, that's so close there. It's less than 2/10 then to Monkey just ahead of him. So.
Wow, so would have qualified. Monkey Pill coming back and making a statement, huh?
Back with a bang.
Yeah, great job to Monkey Pill. Really, really awesome job.
And that's going to be it from qualifying.
Yeah, so Ole saying good morning from the crew. Nico John, go out there and get that win today. A lot of chips being bet on their favorite, Nico John. It's a great job from Monkey Pill.
The YouTube chat's going to get burnt down if he ends up retiring from this race or having some sort of issues. I think we're going to have a riot on our hands.
Yeah, we're probably going to get DDoS or something. It's going to be interesting because we have Cheesehead's going to start way in the back. We know he's quick. Sparkplugs is always a consistent runner, and we'll see what he can do in the race. But Monkey Pill, Spoolin, Nero, Grumpy, and the guys just behind them are not very far back either. A couple tenths or so. It's going to be really close. So for everyone that's tuned in, thank you for tuning in. Watching Performance Racing League, the Tier 2 Round 9 Canadian Grand Prix. What do you think about the strategy here in terms of the tire strategy, Will?
I think it's a really interesting one. I mean, I've not decided on what I'm going to be doing. You can go with the harder sort of compounds of the tires, maybe try and do a one-stop, but I think the two-stop is probably going to be your best bet around here. It's going to be pretty divided, I think, for the field, though.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the wear, it's the one-stop is possible. Say like a soft to hard. The wear is going to mean that in the later stages of your stints, you're going to be going a lot slower than everybody else. I think a medium to hard is a little bit more valuable, but that would mean that you either have to have qualified on the mediums or be out of the top 10, at which point, you're falling behind from the front runners anyway. So I'm not sure. I think we're going to see some people do the one-stop. I think most people are going to do the two-stop. With the two-stop, I think it's going to be important to see when the front runners pit and they end up inevitably behind the rest of the field after their pit stop. How quickly can they get back up to make overtakes and get into clear air again? I think that's very likely going to determine the result of the win here.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to Baku in a way, where you can really get held up here despite there being a really good place to overtake, which is obviously going to be down the last straight. But if you're on the inside of the last corner, it's basically impossible to lose your position because it's just so tight through that chicane. So we could see people getting held up. I've got to think as well, how would safety cars come in to affect the strategy as well? If you're starting on the softs, and then there's a safety car. You stretch it a little bit longer, then there's a safety car. You can go to the hards, go to the end. Perhaps that's going to be your best bet. Is there going to be a late safety car where we see people coming in for softs for the last 6 or 7 laps? I think that's all going to really affect the strategy today.
Yeah, and I think that's all going to depend in the later stages. It's going to depend on whether those individual drivers feel that they have enough of a gap to, especially with the slower pace of a safety car speed limit. Do they have enough of a gap to come into the pits and try to stay ahead of the guys behind them? And I think mostly that's going to determine whether they end up making the determination to pit or not. That, in addition to seeing, what are the cars around me doing? Because if they're pitting, I'm just going to pit as well. But in the early stages, I think it's very likely that if there is an early safety car, that we see all the soft tire runners immediately change to the mediums, because you can basically do this race on 2 stints of medium. What is it, 35 lap race? You can do 2 stints of 18 laps or so.
Yeah, exactly. There's such a big difference between the tires and the tire life and the pace and stuff that it's going to be such a mixed bag. I think this race, I'm really excited for it, to be honest.
Same, and going on or more on that point. But like, if there are some soft tire runners and there's a lap 1 safety car and they all pit to come in for the medium tires, they'll come out behind people who are going to go long, who are starting on a medium tire. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic here as the race begins. But for now, we'll start the formation lap. 16 drivers today. Let's do a quick grid rundown. So P1, we've got Monkey Pill. He's leading the champion, or no, he's not leading the championship, rather. He's in second place in the championship with 130 points. He's currently trailing Grumpy, who's first, by 24 points or so. But Monkey Pill's been on great form. Last taking a win at Monaco a few rounds ago. So let's see what he can do. Then we have Spoolin behind him. Spoolin is 6th in the championship in that Red Bull with 84 points. He's got a couple of wins this season. Street circuit expert, win at Vietnam, win at Azerbaijan at Baku. So he'll be starting in the second row. Then we got Nero. Nero in the Mercedes. He's also taken a couple of wins at Australia and Bahrain to start the season. So he'll be starting in the second row. Then we got Grumpy in the Ferrari. Grumpy leading the championship, 154 points, 6 podiums, 1 win, his win at Zandvoort. Can he get another win here today? We're going to have to see. Hot Boy, newer reserve in the Williams. Good to see new reserves in the mix. Then we got Vapor, Nico John. Nico John, who's 3rd in the championship, currently trailing. He's only got 118 points compared to Grumpy with 154 and Monkey with 130, but that can change today. Then we got Rusty. Yeah, Grumpy's having some kind of connection issues. Do you mind sending him a couple invites?
I've just sent him 3 or 4, so
okay.
You can get them.
Yeah, thank you. Then we got JH, new reserve. Good to see new reserve. Besson, his teammate Sparkplug, who's in 10th. Then we got Joe in 11th. Poor man's pole. Free tire choice, so this should help him in the race. Roman numerals behind him. Shep in 13th in the Ferrari. Sully in 14th in the Renault. Spitcheck 15th in the Racing Point. Cheeseheads starting 16th in the Alfa Romeo. And to note, Spitcheck and Cheeseheads both were disqualified from qualifying. So they'll be starting from the back of the grid. Here we go. I think Grumpy's back in, hopefully. Yeah, Grumpy is in there. So who's in the chat? Tagger saying, I hope Roman's going to win. Chad Patrick saying, oh, Canada. 5 lights.
Away we go.
And lights are out. Here we go. Round 9. It's a mad dash. And looks like the guys are just about able to navigate through there without incident. And this front wing's flying off. Looks like an Alfa Romeo.
That's Cheeseheads at the back. He's hit the back of Speedcheck.
Oh, already.
And there's an AlphaTauri there taking the better line through the grassy chicane.
And Grumpy's disconnecting. So what is going on with the connection with Grumpy? And Nico John is spun. Wow, completely missed that one. But now he doesn't have a nose cone.
Yeah, that's big wing damage there for Nico John. You can tell he doesn't like traction control.
No.
VSC deployed for that.
And Roman numerals already making contact with Sully. Man, oh man, that was not a disaster of a start, but people getting it all wrong, unfortunately. Cheesehead's picked up damage, I think, to the front wing. I think Shep does have damage as well. I could have sworn I saw Ferrari and plate.
Speedcheck's got damage as well. His racing point is carrying on.
Now, it looks like the car Shep is fine, actually. Nero picking up a drive-through. It's always so dangerous to try to push those deltas, especially as it's about to get back to green flag racing. It's so easy to push into the negative, into the red.
Yeah, you've got to be very careful. Spooling trying to keep in touch with Monkey as well at the front.
Yeah, let's go back to that battle, because I was looking at the midfield a little bit. Because this fight
just needs to stay within the DRS of Monkey.
Yep.
It's a lap 3 when he gets enabled.
And you can see the predicted pit stop strategy. It looks like most people are going to do the 2-stop. But the fight from the Haas cars down is something, because you've got about 5, 6, 7 cars that are all less than a second apart. So that's going to be a really interesting fight to see who wins that midfield battle here today. So Monkey Pill crossed the line just ahead of Spoolin. He got the fastest lap, and immediately Spoolin crosses the line and takes it back. So looks like we got a good little fight in our hands today.
It looks like he's going to be able to just stay within the DRS as well for the next straight. They cross the detection point now, so
and
Feeling should be able to keep in touch with Monkey now.
Grumpy is back, I would imagine. He just set the fastest lap, so he's down in 13th at the moment. What kind of recovery drive can he put in today? Gonna have to see. Alright, so what's the closest battle at the moment? Let's go on board with Sully. This is the battle for 11th at the moment. He's got Cheeseheads right in front of him. He's got Grumpy right behind him. And let's go up to Spitchik, actually. Spitchik's making a move. Or trying to. And he does make a move around the outside into the chicane. Great move. And Grumpy also made a move on Sully into the chicane. So nice move from both of them. And fair play to the defending drivers for leaving some room in there. It's so tricky to go in there side by side.
Yeah, Monkey really pulling away now from Spooling. It just seems like he's just got the pace.
Yeah, be interesting to see. And Cheesehead's picking up a time penalty, but it's interesting to see who's doing what in terms of the ERS. Is Monkey Pill getting away because he's burning the ERS? Is he pulling away just because he's taking better lines through the corners? Can Spoolin react? Can he get back within touch of Monkey Pill? It's going to be interesting to see how that develops.
Yeah, but I think this is legitimate pace for Monkey Pill. He's got basically a full battery, as does Spoolin, so...
It's on pace that he's pulling away.
Yeah, I think Nero might be having a look at trying to get a bit closer to Spooling. No, he's not. Nero into the pits.
Into the pits, so I wonder then if Nero picked up some kind of damage. I would imagine that he did. Hot Boy follows him into the pits as well. So the Mercedes and the Williams, they're the first. He's probably felt like he was slowing down with the soft tires.
Oh, he had a drive-through, I think.
Oh, that's what it was. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, into the box. He's going to come out side by side there with the racing point. They make a little bit of contact.
Where is Nero? There he is. The racing point with a little bit of wing damage. Wow. Wow, great driving for Spitchik. Great driving from Nero. Spitchik's actually got wing damage, but it looks like he's trying to stretch the stint to complete the stint anyway. But he is missing that left front end plate.
Yeah, looks like he is He's going to just try and with it. Grumpy getting very close to JH as well, trying to
Yeah.
make his way back up. Very bad start.
And likewise, Cheeseheads is getting decently close to Spitcheck, although he does fall off there.
This is such a tight battle here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's going to be really interesting. I think with how close they are, besides just their pace, obviously, whoever picks up the pace, the most is going to get ahead. But the strategy is also going to determine who's going to win.
Max out of it. Yeah, we saw just then the effects of the DRS there. Grumpy was trying to catch up to JH, and JH was catching up to Cheeseheads, and Cheeseheads was catching up to Speedcheck. So.
And then just last lap or so, we saw some team orders. Team Ferrari giving the order to Shep to let Grumpy through, and he obliged, so he's let Grumpy through. I think this will actually be good for Shep, as Cheeseheads picked up another time penalty. But Grumpy is a pretty quick guy, so if Shep can stay with him, Shep can actually go faster in the tow of Grumpy and make his way through the field as well. So let's see how far up these Ferrari power cars can get up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm really excited to see the Grumpy drive from Grumpy. It looks like JH has fallen back from Cheeseheads as well, so he's not going to have that slipstream. I would say that Grumpy's probably going to be able to make a move on him on this next straight.
So as it stands, JH is not going to have the DRS, and JH has gotten a little wonky there on the exit, so I think Grumpy's got the exit here, and he does. Already picking up massive speed, and there he goes.
Easy move there. JH running out on DRS as well. Easy Nero picking up the 3 time penalty.
And Spitcheck and Cheeseheads getting feisty into the last chicane, but Spitcheck, yeah, showing really good smarts there and backing out of the move, but that was looking like he was going to be on for a move there, but I think he's trying to find a more clear opening. So yeah, Grumpy up past JH, he's up into 9th. Now he's going to start attacking Spitcheck. It looks like Spitcheck is starting to lose a little bit of pace on those medium tires.
And that's a big off, spark plug.
Oh, I missed it.
With a massive crash and he's hit Spitcheck.
And Spitcheck, it looks like he's going to be okay to continue there. There was some kind of contact, but I don't think Spitcheck was affected by that. He's already missing that front left end plate as it stands.
Yeah, they touched, but I don't think Speedcheck got any damage from it. But
Yeah.
Spark Plug certainly did.
That was fortunate. Did you see what happened to Spark Plugs to cause him to go off?
I didn't really see. I mean, if they were in the braking zone for the chicane, and then he just speared off to the left. So I don't know if there was some lag or some contact. But it looked very strange.
So let's see, biggest winners and losers so far in the race. Biggest winner so far is Cheeseheads. He's up 10 positions already. And Spoolin and Resty jump into the pits. So they're making the decision for the undercut. Let's see what happens. I think Monkey will have to respond this next lap or so. Biggest losers in terms of the race would have to be, it looks like, the Williams boys, who are down 7 and 8 spots respectively, unfortunately for them. So let's see if they can mount a comeback here in the later stages of the race. So Spoolin is going for the one stop. What do you think about that?
I think it's going to be interesting to see how Monkey responds. If Monkey was planning on the 2-stop, maybe he'll adapt that to try and cover off Spoolin, or maybe he'll try and stick with what he was doing. It's going to be interesting to see that response from him.
So if you're Monkey, what do?
You probably pit to cover it off, and I think that's what he's doing. It's going to be interesting. It depends on what my strategy was before the race, though. That I don't know. And he's going on to the medium, so it will be the 2-stop for Monkey.
Well, you figure if he's got the pace advantage, then you would do the 2-stop, right? Because that typically works better if you do have the pace advantage.
If he thinks that he can get through the traffic, yes. Might be close between him and Spoolin. I think he's out ahead of him. Yeah, I think he's going to be ahead.
He is ahead of him.
Ahead of Nero as well. And he does so. He
does.
Have any traffic. It's very good for Monkey Pill.
That was a great stop from Monkey Pill, from Team Renault. Nero picking up a time penalty. So everything working out in favor of Monkey Pill here. So now Monkey Pill needs to clear Spoolin by about at least 10 seconds, ideally by around 20 seconds. What he wants to do is get so far ahead of Spoolin on the better compound that he either pits again and comes out ahead of Spoolin, or pits again and comes out just behind Spoolin, at which point he'd have the better tire and should be able to chase him down. Yeah, Taggart is saying, can you look at Roman? Let's go check out what he's doing. He's down to 16th at the moment. Looks like he had to come in for a pit stop early in the race due to damage. But he's only 3.5 seconds behind Sparkplugs. And it looks like there's an incident with Grumpy and Shep. Oh boy, the Ferrari guys have got it all wrong today.
Yeah, I didn't quite manage to catch that, but yeah, Shep without
safety car.
Stuff.
And there's a safety car.
Yeah, Monkey Phil heading that one up in P1. Now we see a lot of people duck into the pit, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Yep, Grumpy in. Yeah, Grumpy in, Spoolin in. So Spoolin is going to abort the hard tire. I think that's a good call. Roman in.
Wondering, can he possibly take them to the end, those mediums? I mean, they're not going to be very happy by the end of the race, but he's going to have some safety car now where he won't be getting much wear.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible, but it's going to be very, very difficult. You're probably going to have wear into the 70-80% range.
Yeah, it's looking that way. It looks like it's going to be a really, really risky strategy to try and pull off. But that might be Spoolin's only chance here because Monkey Pill has just got so much pace in that Venom.
I think Roman Numerals is in a great spot. He's taking advantage of the safety car. He's getting onto the hard tires. So if the runners ahead of him are going to have to pit again, if he keeps it consistent and puts in good laps, he can make up a lot of positions because he's going to go to the end on those hard tires.
Yeah, there's so many cars now just on the different strategies all through the field that it's going to be super interesting.
Spitcheck in the pits, Sully in the pits, Joe in the pits.
Shep, of course, in as well to get
Shep.
wing.
So, wonder what happened with the Ferraris. They made some kind of contact going into the last chicane and both picked up damage and triggered the safety car.
Yeah, I think Grumpy was on the outside, Shep was on the inside because Grumpy managed to dive into the pits and Shep couldn't, but unfortunately, I missed that. I'm not too sure exactly what happened between them. They're right next to each other on track now.
Yeah, I saw that. I think Grumpy may have been giving him the Italian gesture for what the hell are you doing, basically.
Yeah. Not for peace, looking for positivity.
Or bastardo, I think is the word in Italian.
Bastardo!
So let's see. It really makes you wonder, do you think Monkey Pill is thinking of taking these to the end? I don't think
that's going to be possible.
No.
Really don't. I think he's just going to have a crazy fast run at the end on the soft tyres as the safety car's not staying on one more extra lap. But yeah, I think it's going to be probably a really quick soft stint, maybe another medium stint, depending on the tyre wear at the end. So we may see a little bit of a fight for the lead at the very end, with Monkey Phil cruising up on those fresh tyres.
How many laps would you like to position yourself in to do on that last soft stint? 9 laps?
I'm not sure exactly how long everybody took the softs originally. I'll go and have a look.
About 8 or 9 laps, I think. But then again, that's including the Parc Ferme, the qualifying laps they did before. So in theory, assuming that you didn't have to do a hot lap before and start on those tires, that means you could do another lap or 2 on fresh softs. I think 9 laps is probably... Ideally, you want to position yourself to only do around 9 laps so you can push really hard that whole stint, but you could probably do 10, 11, 12 laps if necessary. It's going to be a little bit more difficult though. Yeah,
Yeah, it
AG.
will be difficult with the tyres. You put yourself in a little bit of risk, but sometimes the risk is worth the reward.
And yeah, AG saying about 8 laps on the softs is good. Yeah, I think 8 or 9 laps. Safety car is going to be in this lap. So, all kinds of craziness already in the first third of the race or so. Monkey Phil backing off the safety car. If you're ever in the lead, for those watching, you need to do what Monkey Phil is doing. Let that safety car drive away into the distance, park himself in the pits, and then you go. Otherwise, otherwise you're going to end up doing a Mugello restart. Everyone behind you DNFs.
Yeah, exactly. You really don't want to trigger the game's
The limiter.
safety limits.
And they're off.
He goes, and that's a really good restart by him. Nero's got a really good one on Vapor as well.
Yeah, he does.
That's
But
the podium places. They do make some contact. He's pushed Vapor a little wide there, but he managed to keep it together.
getting feisty there, Nero. A pretty.
The field, though. I don't think we've got much side-by-side action now. I think
Yeah. Pretty good restart from everybody, and it's great to see that everyone now has their wing repaired. They're on. If they've spun, they got new tires. Everyone is now in a position to race. Let's see what they can do. So what's the closest battle on the moment? I think it's Hot Boy and Sully. This is the battle for 10th. Oh no, but we got Nero ahead. Let's go actually on board with Nero. He's in the slipstream, I think. Yep, he's in the slipstream of Vapor. Spooling gonna make a pass as well.
Yeah, Nero's going to have the inside lines to the chicane.
Yep.
I think they
And
have to
Vapor
look
does
out.
back out. Yeah, Vapor does back out. And it
Cheesehead's
looks.
got one of them as well and compromised his exit.
And Spooling is just behind him.
Yeah, just the 3/10 spot then to Spooling.
Yeah.
So. Spooling needs to get a move on through the field if he wants to get a good finish this race, because he does have a pace, but difficult with the slipstream and DRS trains that have emerged.
He's got to move quickly. The only issue is that ahead of him is one of the fastest guys in Tier 2.
Yeah, Cheesehead's on his recovery drive. He's up 11 places after getting disqualified in quali, so he's doing a brilliant job.
Yeah, great race for him so far. But then ahead of him we got Vapor, and Vapor's no slouch either, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, Nero's looking pretty punchy as well, and Monkey Phil already 4 seconds ahead of P2.
And let's talk about Rusty. Rusty in P2.
Yep, 6 places up from where he started. It doesn't quite look like he's got as much pace as the guys behind Nero, but under a lot of pressure now coming down the straight. He doesn't have the DRS, and there's a yellow flag in second three.
I think Sully's fallen back for some reason. But yeah, so okay, maybe Rusty is not going to win the race necessarily, but he's doing everything he needs to do to try to potentially fight for a podium. Is it going to happen? I'm not sure. But if he fails to, get on the podium, that means that he's going to fail into a top 5 or so. And in my book, that's a good finish.
It's looking like he is going to get a very good finish. Nero is going to have the DRS on next straight, so I think he might be able to dispatch of him by the end of this lap.
Yeah, but love to see Rusty up in the mix, because his pace from when he started with us has improved so dramatically. It's just really awesome to see. And maybe every race hasn't gone exactly his way, but I think today's the day that the things are going right for Rusty. So let's see what kind of finish he can get today. He's looking really racy, Rusty. It's great to see.
Yep, I think he's really going to try and put up a defence. Whether it'll be enough, I don't know, but Nero's got quite a nice exit.
Yeah, Rusty got a decent exit as well, but yeah, I think he should be able to get it. But that's okay. He'll lose the position, but he's still doing awesome.
Easy move there. Nero, Rusty just needs to try and keep himself.
Yep. Stay with him.
Clean.
Stay with him. Stay with Nero. Stay in that slipstream. So what else is happening?
Spooling trying to
Spooling.
get past Vapor, can't.
He got past Cheeseheads.
Yeah, it was distracted with Nero, didn't it?
Yeah.
What's that? Hot Boys in the pits as well at the back of the field. His race looks pretty donezo.
No, well he can go on to the medium tires now and take him to the end, but he's going on to the softs. That means he's going to have to pit again.
He's probably going to have to pit again. So.
But he probably started on the mediums and hasn't used the softs at all anyway.
Yeah, quite possibly.
That's a tough call that you have to make there, because you do have to get onto a different compound. But if you go, yeah, we'll continue to monitor that, see how he's doing down there. JH.
Pressure. Vapor's backing him up into Cheeseheads. This is going to be a 3-car battle.
And JH trying to make a move on Spitcheck into the hairpin. This is the battle for 7th. Let's go back up to Spoolin. The DRS train has commenced. T-Widow is...
DRS intensifies.
And T-Widow's in the chat saying, yo, Daddy's in the house. You gotta love how inappropriate T-Widow can be.
Yeah.
All the time. What up, T-Widow?
Nero's starting to close in on Monkey Pill now.
So the gap is 4.1 or so. Spitcheck, something's happened to Spitcheck, and he spun on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, no wing, and he's lucky he kept his wheel there. I don't know if you saw him spin it back around.
Yeah, I saw that. He banged into the wall.
The wall as his brake.
Yeah.
He got lucky there.
Sully into the pits then. He must have picked up some kind of damage. He's going into the hard tire to the end. Let's see how many positions he can make up. So now let's go down to Cheeseheads. Cheeseheads is reeling in, spooling, yeah. Shep picking up a time penalty. So what do you see developing in this race so far?
I think we're going to be able... I think we're going to probably see... If I'm going to have to look at what the difference is, the tyre component is, I think we might see someone possibly jumping up to the field more than we thought they would, based on tyre life, tyre wear, and everybody in the top 12 and the top 11 looking pretty similar in that regard. The strategy is pretty much the same in the top 10 now.
They're all going to have to pit again, right?
I believe so, yeah. It looks like they're going to try and maybe pull it to about lap 25 and then box in the softs, put one a little bit earlier, maybe somewhere like 22.
For the mediums? Yeah. What is the closest battle? I think Grumpy's now starting to reel in JH, but JH doing a really, really good job in the top 10 in his first race.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. I'm just looking at the gap to the...
Oh, and Grumpy gets hit from behind from Shep. Shep missed his braking point into the hairpin.
Yeah, he picked up a 5-second time penalty for that as well, and he's got wing damage. So.
Yeah, wonder what happened. Grumpy was actually lucky that he didn't get pushed into the wall. It was very, very close. And you can see that Grumpy has lost about a second or more in his pursuit of JH. So Team Ferrari getting it wrong over and over. What is going on in that garage?
It's looking a little bit realistic, really. It's quite worrying.
Yeah, you gotta love it when art imitates life, huh?
Just following along with Monkey Pill of the timings, and we're talking about when the pit windows might open for people on those mediums. Monkey Pill has got to try and pull the gap to USGT Fishing and JH, because right now if he pits, he's going to come up behind them, and that's something I don't think he can afford. So.
Spoon's making a move for fourth into the hairpin around the outside.
Oh, and Vapor with a squeeze.
A little bit, but he did hold his line. I think Spoolin will think that's fine because he'll get the DRS, but then so will Vapor. But Vapor's out of DRS.
Oh, Vapor getting really aggressive with the defense. You
getting
love to see it.
Really feisty.
Thrilling driving, I think you could say from Vapor. You might try and hold it in there.
I think Vapor was just placing his car where he needed to take advantage of a mistake for Spoolin, but Spoolin made no mistake there and got the move done. So Spoolin up to P4. Great job from Spoolin. So there is a Williams in the pits. That's Nico John. So he's coming up for his final stop. He'll come out on the mediums again. Rusty doing a great job. He's still holding on to a podium spot. I think Spullen has got the upper hand here in terms of pace, but take nothing away from Rusty. He's doing a great race so far. So Spitcheck just came out of the pits. Shap coming out of the pits on the hard tire.
Might see a move 4P8 between Grumpy and JH. Grumpy backs out of it.
Yeah, so tight through those chicanes, but it should be the move made then into out of this chicane on the back straight into the last chicane. Oh, this is a hairpin, not a chicane.
Yeah, but you have to imagine how you should get him. JH has got a better exit.
Should be able to get him here with DRS and ERS. Nero with the fastest lap. But the issue here is it should have happened a lap ago, but it didn't happen because the Ferraris made contact. So this is giving Grumpy less time. Yeah, it's giving Grumpy less time to make up positions. So he won't be happy about that. Let's check in with...
Keeping Monkey very honest. He's gained 3/10 on him in the last few laps.
Yeah, so the gap was about 4.1, then it went up to about 4.5, now it's down to 3.9 or so. So Nero is responding with some good lap times from himself as well.
Just as I say that, Monkey Pill pulls 2/10 on him.
I think what's happening is, yeah, I think what's happening is Nero's using up some of his ERS, and Monkey is using a little bit. He's got most of it though.
Yep, it's looking very much like a 2-horse race. Out the front, well, it's a 1-horse race. From Monkey's perspective, he's got that much of a lead, but the gap behind Nero is pretty vast to Rusty, so it's looking pretty comfortable as we've got Spullen looking at making the move on Rusty.
Yeah, but what's helping Rusty is he's and what's going on with Spullen? He took him half the straight to turn on the DRS. But Rusty is just putting in consistent laps. Maybe he's not the quickest in outright pace, but he's putting the power down nice and easy, good and decent exits, and that's helping him to stay ahead.
Yeah, I feel like he probably wants to just try and stay ahead until the pit stop stages, and then try and continue the defence on the fresher tyres.
If Rusty can stay ahead before the pit stop, that is increasing his chances more and more that he does end up on the podium.
Exactly. That's what he needs to try and do. He just needs to, he's not in any danger of being undercut or overcut from anybody right at this second. All he has to worry about is keeping the red bullets in his mirrors, and not ahead of him. And I think Spullen might get him here because he's going to get a good exit. Rusty with a little lock up into the hairpin.
I think Rusty is going to jump. If he's going to jump into the pits, yeah. What is the move from Rusty? So that's Spullen up into P3. So they're both going and staying out. Yep.
There goes Vapor into the pits.
So McLaren.
Is Vapor going to get a massive undercut on Spullen and Rusty and Cheesehead?
I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Let's see where Vapor comes out.
So we've got yellow flags. That's the other McLaren. That's
Rusty. Rusty has spun. And what was a great day so far is now not so great for Rusty. He'll have to do... He's got wing damage, but surely he'll come in this lap then, so it won't be the end of the world. But he's lost at least 5-10 seconds there.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of time with that spin. He'll continue to lose time.
Yep, now he's got Joe. He's got Joe behind him. He's got Grumpy behind him. Grumpy finally getting past JH.
Battle on track now is with Rusty, USGT, and Grumpy.
Nero picking up a time penalty. So Nero not doing himself any favors in his pursuit of P1.
Yeah, I think he's pushing a lot. He has pulled another second into...
Oh, what does Rusty do here? Yeah, I think he's going to go into the pits. He does.
Doesn't USGT cuts the chicane?
He cuts the chicane. Rusty picking up a time penalty.
This should be the move done by Grumpy very easily there on DRS GT after that mistake.
Yep, but that was a good move from Grumpy. Saw the chaos that was about to ensue, hung back a little bit, made sure he had a nice and clean line through the chicane, got on the power nice and early, and away he went. So, P4 for Grumpy. Great job. Showing experience, showing patience.
I'm just going to bring up the penalties, have a look at what the penalties are, and Nero and Cheesehead's both with 9 seconds worth. Monkey has got none, so I think this is the win in the bag for Monkey, to be honest. I don't see any threat coming from anywhere unless he bottles it himself.
So I'm on board with Vapor now. Vapor's trying to chase down Sparkplug. Nero picking up a 5-second penalty in the pits.
Now on 14 seconds penalty, so he's going to lose a lot of positions from the end of the race.
Yeah, so let's pull that up for everyone to see.
Cheesehead's just the same.
Monkey see, monkey do, huh? Vapor passed Sparkplugs with the DRS.
Although if Monkey Phil did see and then Monkey Phil did do them, that could actually bring out a little bit of a fight for the lead. We've got a Renault there that's crashed. That's going to be Sully.
Oh, in turns, what is that, turns 8 and 9. Tough break for Sully.
It's the tricky chicane, it's pretty easy to spin it there.
It really
Trying
is.
to get onto the traction, I think that's what's happened. But,
Especially on those hard tires.
yeah, exactly, and that's going to add another pit stop onto a race that shouldn't have had any more.
Really tough break. Tough break for Sully. And you can see behind him, he's got the other Renault already coming to lap him. So Sully in the pits. But Monkey Pill jumps into the pits. Wow, so the Renaults are double stacking. How is this going to affect Monkey Pill?
Oh, and this might really ruin Monkey Pill's
1,
race.
2,
He has to
3,
have a wing change.
4, 5,
And this is
6,
disastrous
7,
for Monkey Phil.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 seconds extra it took him.
And I just got massive Mercedes Germany vibes there, and Spooling has taken the lead.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Spooling on those fresh tyres as well.
Unbelievable.
He is ahead of Monkey, and nobody has to make any more pit stops, so if Monkey wants to get back on the top step of this podium, he needs to fight his way all the way up and pass Spooling Dub, and
Renault getting it all wrong. All wrong.
Yeah, I think Sully is going to have to take responsibility for that one.
But if you see your teammate, if you see your teammate up the road jumping into the pits, don't you stay out and do one more lap?
Yeah, you do, but I think they were that close together. I'm not sure if.
I think that's a big. I think that's a big mistake. I think that's a big mistake from Monkey Pill. I think you have eyes and you're looking up the road and you can see your teammate jumping in, and you have enough time to change the plan and say, you know what? Let me hit the brakes, let me downshift, let me go through the chicane, and let me do one more lap. You definitely have enough time to do that. He thought about it, and he decided to just double stack, and he's lost out.
And there was just contact there between Cheeseheads and Vapor, and Cheeseheads picked up wing damage from it.
Oh, well, what does this mean for Vapor? Can Vapor bring the fight to Cheeseheads and earn that P3 on track? Either way, as long as he stays just behind Cheeseheads, he will earn himself a podium, so no need to risk it. Cheeseheads has lost the left and front right end plates.
Yeah, that was some Baku flashbacks, I think, there from the real race with Ricciardo and Verstappen.
Yeah.
Cheeseheads catching up Vapor so quickly. Cheeseheads then pulled to the left to go past, and Vapor moved to the left to try and cover it off. And Cheeseheads just went straight to the back of Vapor.
Yeah, so Cheeseheads will not be happy about that. I'm sure they'll be reviewed after the race, but for now, the guys will have to continue.
He's going to be pretty cheesed off in the steward's office.
I think so. No pun intended.
Pun very much intended.
Okay, scratch that. Pun intended.
Grumpy very close to Nico John as well.
Let's talk about Roman numerals. He was way down in the order, and look at him now. On the hard tire, he will be able to finish the race where he's at. He's within touching distance of Cheesehead with the time penalty, so he should be promoted to another spot up. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's up 6 places now. You've got to look. I'm not sure of distance there between him and Nero. He's 23 seconds behind Nero, so he
Yeah,
won't get him.
but if he keeps up this pace, he will take P5 on penalty time, taking that position from Cheeseheads.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for him to stay in that range though, as Roman Numeros touches the wall there.
I think he should
Really,
be okay.
some commentator's curses going on today.
Yeah, let's take the focus away from Roman Numeros. But yeah, Roman Numeros. Roman Numeros looking in a great position to pick up a lot of points here today. Monkey Pill is starting to chase down Vapor. Vapor, who was in a position to chase down Cheeseheads, but now he's falling back from Cheeseheads now, and now he's under attack from Monkey.
Yeah, and just Spulin's just gotten the DRS there as well from Monkey Pill's teammate Sully, who Monkey Pill versus Vapor is going to be a pretty easy one for Monkey Pill, I think.
Monkey Pill's through.
Passed before the braking zone. Now he needs to get after Cheeseheads. He's got a 6-second gap to Spulin.
Vapor tags the wall in the World Champions, and he lost his right front end plate. So now Vapor's compromised.
Such an easy mistake to make as well. It can have such big consequences.
Let's go on board with Nico John, because Nico John is now really chasing and really in Roman. And
Shep yet another wing change.
He spun into the hairpin.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
But he's got about a 15-second gap to the car behind. So do you just continue and try? He thought about it, but he's in a pit. He's going to come out behind Sully, I think, just behind, and he picks up another time penalty.
Yeah, he's on 17 seconds now. It might be worth it maybe trying to go for fastest lap, but I'm not sure that's going to be possible with how fast people like Monkey Pill have been to this race.
Yeah, it's possible with the soft tire, but we'll see. Monkey Pill is going to try to make a move.
So we've got side by side, yeah, Cheeseheads, Monkey Pill passed.
Yeah, so Cheeseheads having to back out of that move. Monkey Pill clearly ahead into the chicane, and he's through. So Monkey Pill into the podium positions.
Very interesting though, because the gap to Spulin Dog is about 6 seconds. We know Monkey Pill has got the pace, but Spulin is not a slouch either. I think it's going to be close.
How about this? If Spulin and Monkey Pill fight too hard, Nero could pull out a more than 14-second gap.
Yeah, he seems to really have good pace as well, despite those penalties. Can you imagine how easy of a race Nero would be having right now if he had not been of those penalties?
Yeah, Nero would be in the clear position to win if it wasn't for the penalties.
He'd be driving one-handed, sipping a cocktail, just chilling.
Chilling out
Case.
with his baguette. Nero the Frenchman.
What a life.
What a life.
On Spanish, otherwise he'd be living La Vida Loca.
La Vida Loca.
I don't think is going to be able to catch up to Spulin. The gap's not really coming down much.
Yeah, he's about
Spulin
6.
as well, you've got to remember, he's on those medium tyres, and he's going to be on the soft, so the tyre wear is going to be playing in.
And Monkey Pill picking up a time penalty. So if he was 6 seconds back of Spulin, now he's 9 seconds back.
Yeah, it looks to me like this race is probably going to go the way of Spulin. I'm not sure. I'm going to keep having a look at the leader timing.
So I can tell you the last laps from Nero. The last lap from Nero was the 113.005. Last lap from Spulin was a 112.660. And the last lap from Monkey Pill was a 112.989. So Monkey Pill currently doing about 6 or so tenths faster lap times than the guy ahead of him. We have 5 or so laps to go. That's not exactly calculating out to 6 seconds. So it doesn't look like he's quite going to be able to catch Spulin.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough. He needs to focus now. He needs to get within 11 seconds of Nero. That's going to be his biggest job, because he's picked up that 3 seconds time penalty. He's made it very difficult for himself to get P2.
Right.
16-second gap at the moment, so
Joe is going to make a move for 8th. And that's the move done for Joe.
Nico John might come back at him though, although he won't have the DRS. Nico John there comes from, sorry. And yeah, he's going to keep that position. Shep picking up more penalties as well at the back. And I did just see some, I think I may have seen some carbon fibre flying there in the background between Rusty and Spark, but I don't think anybody has any visible damage.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Maybe it was just a texture effect or something.
It could be. Yeah, it looks like everybody's wing is intact.
Yeah, I think it looks to me like it's possibly going to be Spoolin P1, Nero P2, and Monkey P3. But,
Oh, and Rusty really tried to force the move into that chicane, and luckily it doesn't look like anyone's lost out, but he does force Roman out wide. Oh, and then Roman tries to... He put his car into a wedge. There was never going to be enough room there.
Yeah, I think they both survived without any visible damage there.
But to give credit to Roman, once he saw that it wasn't going to work out, he did back out of the move.
Yeah.
Up, and here comes Sparkplug. The DRS, ERS, not quite close enough.
Yeah, we got to think it's probably only going to be a matter of time for him to get past, and he's going for it now.
Yeah.
Rusty is going to try and hang it around the outside. There's not going to be any
There's
space there.
not, yeah, there's no room there, unfortunately.
And Monkey Pill is falling back from Nero even more now, so it's looking like it's going to be pretty comfortable for Nero unless he picks up another penalty.
I think that was a good move from Rusty though, because that's ensuring that his car, doesn't pick up damage. He's in the top 10. This is not a bad finish, all things considered. He could have been fighting for a top 5, but he knows that, and he can try to do a little bit better in the next race. But this is not a bad finish, or this wouldn't be a bad finish from Rusty. Hot Boy leaves the session. I wonder what happened to him.
Yeah, I mean he was a lap down already, I think, so maybe he didn't feel like it was worth him carrying on. But we know what these AI cars are like. You should always retire in the pits if you're going to retire.
Right. Okay, so let's see.
I don't have him added, otherwise I would send him an invite.
We only have 2 laps to go. So Nero in the lead with 14 seconds worth of penalties. That means that Spoolin will inherit the lead as he crosses the line. 9.6 back. Monkey Pill just behind him, but he has fallen off the pace, unfortunately. Monkey Pill actually was in the clear lead for most of this race until Renault, who had a car just about a lap down, decided to pit right in front of the leader, and that cost Monkey Pill about 15 seconds or so in the pits. After that, he was not able to recover.
Yeah, it looks like it has completely cost him the win here. We're going on to the last lap now, and Monkey Pill is nowhere near the 11 seconds that he needs to be within Nero, so Monkey Pill, I think, is going to have to settle for the bottom step of the podium.
He's not going to be happy about that.
In a race where the win looks so certain for him, that's going to hurt a lot. It does show you, though, that here in PRL, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
You might think, the race is over, this guy's so far ahead, and then some little bit of unpredictability happens, and the race has changed.
Yeah, but not even to take credit for PRL, but that's just racing in general, right? Anything can happen. You have to push, and you have to just really try to put in the best lap times possible to put yourself in a position to take advantage of these tiny errors, these tiny mistakes, because that can be the difference between, say for Rusty, being in the top 10 or being in the top 5. Little tiny things.
Yeah, exactly. There's such small little mistakes as well that can cost so much when you're racing around at 200 odd miles an hour.
Yeah.
Nero's about to cross the line.
Nero crosses the line.
Okay, he picks up an extra 5 seconds.
He does. Really close. So let's see what Spoolin does. He's crossing the line, and he does pick up first. So great job from Spoolin. That's the win from Spoolin. Will Monkey Pill come ahead of Nero?
I don't think he will.
No, he doesn't.
And Grumpy and Vapor side by side on the run up to the line.
Wow.
final chicane. Grumpy manages to get him. Vapor has more penalties anyway, so Nico John's going to be in position.
But Nico John up to 4th.
And that's a brilliant job there by Nico John to keep it clean and keep it within the chat limits. Shep hit the wall of champions for the very last corner of the race, but he's going to cross the line now anyway.
I think Shep will be very happy that this race is over.
I believe you are completely correct there, as Rusty just loses position to Roman numerals with penalties on the line.
Did you think it was going to be possible for Nico John to come back to 4th?
I mean, it would have been possible, but I wouldn't have put any money on it. I wouldn't have put any Nico John Bitcoin on it.
What a drive from Nico John today, against all odds.
Yeah, he did an absolutely fantastic job.
What a great drive. So that's the race over then.
That's what's so important in a championship, is everybody's going to have those times where they make a mistake or get unlucky, but how are you going to recover from that? And Nico John did a brilliant job there today. Yeah, if you just end up parking the car into the pits and calling it a day, come round 22, end of the season, when you're just a couple of points down from the guy ahead of you, you're going to be kicking yourself saying, why did I give up when I could have scored some points? So great job to Nico John, staying in it, staying focused, putting in the clean laps, making progress, and it was all worth it in the end. He came back for P4. Yeah, and this is just going to be such heartbreak for Monkey Pill. I can't even imagine how he feels. Yeah, I wouldn't say that he's going to be very happy today, but Spurlin doing a great job after coming in for an extra stop as well, but taking advantage of the safety car to go from the hard back to the medium tire. I think that saved his race, but great job to Spurlin. That's his 3rd win of the year. Nero P2, Monkey Pill P3, Nico John P4. Yeah, this is going to be big for the championship fight, though. Monkey Pill probably wanted to jump back from missing a race with a win. Yep. But that's not happened, and Grumpy down the order as well in P8, another championship contender. What a race. So, yeah, that's Tier 2. It's round 9, the Canadian Grand Prix. Congratulations to Spurlin, Nero, and Monkey Pill, our podium runners. Great race from everybody today. We saw a lot of action, a lot of misfortune, a lot of fortune. In case of Spurlin, there was a lot of fortune picking up position because of the mistake from Monkey. Well, that's going to be it for us, though. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Been joined by world famous Will the Thrill. Will, thank you for joining me. Thanks for having me on. It's been a great race. All right, thank you. Take care, everybody.